Alrighty, so for today's new video, it's not going to be the Chevy, it's going to be my wife's Bug. So she backed into my car prior to putting the bumper on it, and she was getting tired of all that sun-faded trash that happens to European vehicles. So we're going to fix that today. The way we're going to fix that is with yet another Jeep bumper off Amazon. This one we got for $167, and it came with the lights built in. So the plan of attack here is pretty simple. What I want to do is keep as much of the bumper as we can up top, so it covers everything around the trunk area. So we're going to slice along this little body line right here, which is going to be a nice flat plane. This is flat on top, so that'll sit against it. And then we're going to pull it back to the original bumper support, and we're going to weld directly to the bumper support, so that way it can be bolt on and bolt off. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is get these tail lights off, get the bumper cover off, and then get to work on it. So the disassembly is really straightforward. You're going to just use a Torx 25, and then there's a finger screw to get off the main tail lights. So I got the bumper cover off. Won't be needing much of that anymore. I see a really cool line right here where the side support is, so I might just bring it down to that. Just got a little piece of foam right there that covers the very, very tiny bumper support that's actually on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up into it and see exactly where this is going to fit, and get that on there. It looks like that does bolt on as one whole piece, which means that I have plenty of meat to work on this with. So on that side, it sits kind of on the side right there and right on the side right there. So I think all I'm going to have to do is cut a straight line in on both sides right there. And then I can weld a really good chunk of that surface onto there, right in there. That's about the gap between the actual bumper support. Ideally, I would want to bring that in and touch that support, because then I can run bolts through it and it'll strengthen any bit of towing capability that this actually would have with that hitch. So what I want to do now is go ahead and cut that bumper down and see exactly where everything lines up after that. So for the next part, what I wanted to do was cut that line to match this, but I also want to give it a little bit of a angle down into here. So what I think I'm going to do is just measure a spot from here to here, and then I'm just going to cut a straight line down to the edge right here, so that way it can have kind of an aggressive slash to it, and then the bumper will sit inside there and cover up around the sides a bit. All right, so that made pretty quick work of getting this cut out. So as much as I like this little framework that's underneath here, I think the bumper cover being back in position will add that look that I've been giving everything lately, where it's modded, but intentionally modded, I guess you can say, versus fixing an accident, which I don't want it to look like it was an accident that got repaired. I want it to look like it's completely custom on purpose, and there is. All right. So now I got that all back where that needs to be, and I can see where everything is going to line up with the bumper, so I know where to actually mount this now to where it's as flush as possible. And now, with it going in there deeper, that it actually will come to these edges quite a bit more, which is ideal. Yeah. So what we're going to measure is from here to here, exactly how much space that is. And it's going to be 76 5/8. Here is 48. All right, so as you can see here, this is looking at it straight. This comes at an angle like that from the rest of the body. So I got my idea of where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chopped off right here. So the cuts are pretty straightforward. Literally, I just made a straight line so I have the maximum amount of mounting surface for the Jeep bumper's arms. Oh, that's pretty. Getting the bumper positioned was easy. Now that I have those straight lines, I just had to go ahead and grind everything down so I had a clean surface to weld on. And then welding is pretty much straightforward. All you got to do is make sure that that first bead that you put down is to get everything in position so you don't mess it up. Alright, so this is what the bumper looks like on. I really had a lot of fun building this one. It was really kind of simple because of the specifications of the Jeep bumper and where it lined up with the stock bumper on the Volkswagen. I do want to do a little more finishing work here around the sides. From the side angle and the front, it looks really good, but from the back, I feel like it could use just a little bit more plating or some type of a mesh. It'll really complete the look. Overall, I'm happy with this. If you like the video, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.